What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about Faraday Future, give you a quick overview of some of the data points, what's been coming out from Faraday itself, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off, there has been quite a lot in stuff coming out. So on the 31st, they did announce the date of their earnings. So the Q3 2024 earnings is slated for November the 6th. Wednesday, 5 p.m. Pacific. And so they're going to do a conference based on the last one. It wasn't all that long, but still, I feel like this is going to be a very, very big pivot for Faraday. Based on this, it is implied move of roughly 20%, so 19.87%, but still at this stage in the game, I think doesn't matter really about the earnings per share or revenue. People don't really care all much about that. It's just what they're going to have for dilution. What happened in Q3? That's literally all what people are going to care about, because we already know Faraday's not really doing all that much up until tail end 2025. So it's just going to be continuously burning cash. People know that, and I think that's kind of priced in. But the level of dilution that's been happening, that's going to be the big thing. But I'm gonna go into a little bit more detail closer to that date, but basically there was a couple of things that did come out, and that is prompting it to go down after hours on Friday, 4.46%. There was a S1, so they are registering shares in the sum of around 29.6 million shares. So not good. Like I said, Faraday, you guys might hate me for just saying the truth, and I've been pretty much the only one saying that, hey, Faraday is full of shit for a very long time, and they are just going to be continuously diluting. And it's the unfortunate aspect of all of this. And not only that, it looks like the common stock, and they're going to be doing warrants, so just more convertible. It's just a very bad scenario, and I've often enough referred back to 2023 when they actually said that they're not going to be doing any more of these convertible debt instruments, because they even acknowledge that it's bad for shareholder value. And again, another scenario where they lie. And conveniently, I actually did a video maybe like 2-3 months ago now, and since then the stock price has gone down dramatically, but I outright said this is why I am bearish on Faraday. And interesting point. So for those of you that remember this, so Faraday Future announces executives common stock purchase. So it looks like 5,300 shares for YT, for 𝗪𝗧𝗪, and then 5,100 for YT. So very crappy amounts in general, especially considering right around that time period, they gave themselves a very handsome bonus for their compensation. So even aside from that though, I was saying, hey, they actually haven't done a Form 4 to disclose these amounts. So take note, 5,300 for 𝗪𝗧𝗪, 5,100 for YT. So there was this form that came out on the 15th, and it was a Form 4. So as you can kind of see right here, sorry, it came out on October the 17th, not the 15th. Transaction occurred on the 15th, but transaction code A, so that was acquired, not P meaning purchase. So that was not purchased using their own money, in the sum of 3,700. 3,700. So that A is not part of this deal right here, right? And so ultimately they were kind of obviously awarded 3,700 shares. But what is even more shocking is this right here. So you're telling me the global chief executive officer only has 9,000 shares of the company. So not only is he out there pumping, saying that it's going to be something big, but he only owns 9,000 shares. And based on this right here, he has never purchased any stock using his own money. Always was transaction code P. All of this is the preferred share just to manipulate the votes, but he's actually never bought any stock. In fact, nobody from the company has ever bought using their own money. So like I said, you guys might believe in this company like crazy, but this is more definitive proof that the insiders, management, are lying through their teeth. These transactions did not happen. And the reason why I'm even bringing this up, because there was a couple recent Form 4s. So one right over here, so was YT, showed that he did acquire. So this one occurred on the 31st. So acquired transaction code A for 4,100. Still, the most recent one now shows that he has 13.2 thousand shares. What the hell? I'm sure some of you retail have more shares than the global chief executive officer. So that is just mind-blowing to me, unless I'm the only one clearly shocked by that relevant news. I see that as just absolutely horrific. And then the other one is this YT. So right over here, you see YT once again acquired. So transaction code A, 31st, 3,800 shares, and that equates to him having 12.5 thousand shares. So still, I'm sure some of you even out there have more shares than both the founder, chief, P&U, whatever ecosystems officer or whatever this is, and then this individual right here. So very, very messed up stuff. And like I've stated, management is lying because they have not actually even done these transactions whatsoever. So they are full of shit, complete full of crap. And I'm really surprised that there hasn't been lawsuits against them. And to be fair, actually, they did submit that document showing all of their lawsuits, and they tend to settle. So in case you have a lot of lawsuits with Faraday, maybe just submit a request to them, or like prompt a lawsuit, and they might just pay you out, whether it just be a fraction. So you could get some money back, very rare circumstance. But yeah, Faraday is lying on every single thing. And this is something that I've stated. When it was going up in May, I said, hey, this is very fun and exciting, but it ultimately comes down to management and trust, and I do not trust management. And so they have really screwed a lot of people, a lot of retail, and they have not taken you out to dinner before the screwing. It was literally just, yeah, it was brutal. And it's honestly, some people out there are still saying that, hey, this is a good deal at this price. Like, this is the bottom. Nope. It is not the bottom, especially with this S1 right here. This almost guarantees that there is a lot more downside. This upcoming earnings will show just the magnitude of dilution, and that could be that X catalyst to really propel it to $1. In case you do not know, that $1 mark is going to prompt another reverse stock split. And lo and behold, as I have been saying this whole time, Faraday Future is going to be doing a fourth reverse stock split, and it is most likely going to be a 1-for-100. So I did estimate it would be Q1 2025, and so we'll wait and see what does come to fruition, or if not. But yeah, the writing's been on the wall, and some people have too heavy of bags to admit defeat. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on all of this crazy crap that has been happening. Right now through Ortex, though, it does show 36.55% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 4.06 million shares. On Friday, shorts did increase 71,000 shares. Utilization is 79.29. But again, if there has been dilution happening, just they haven't announced it yet, this is where all this could be wrong, because it's all just formulas that feed off of kind of the float, right? And so, yeah, it's very, very interesting scenario. I really wanted Faraday to prove me wrong and to actually do something good, but all they're going to be doing is taking money from shareholders. And honestly, the fact that these two individuals have 13,000 shares and not 9,000 shares, or 12,000 shares for YT and then 13 for 𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧, that is just like, honestly, out of anything, I get that they might lie and do all this crap, but that is the biggest FU to every single investor that ever bought into Faraday whatsoever. So yeah, take this as a learning lesson. Regrettably, you are not going to get your money back in Faraday, and this is probably the most bold I have been stated, especially just outright saying that you are going to lose your money. Sometimes I'm Canadian, on a side note, so I generally like to be nice. I always just say, well, the equity typically goes down with dilution and stuff like that, but no, outright with this blatant lies, like, people are not getting their money back. So just take it for what you will. Hopefully, again, I am wrong and they prove me wrong and they just go to the moon, but yeah, they're not. So with that said, appreciate all of you watching. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe, and stay tuned for my more detailed Faraday videos where I call them out for the crap that they do. So with that said, appreciate all of you watching.